Hey, this is Rich over at TVP Live with another quick tips brought to you by Adobe Photoshop Elements tutorial group, and let's jump right in. Today's poster took the photo on the left, and this is only a portion of it, and they lightened it and cut it and made it look brighter of the foreground photo. So what's happening is we can see these edges here are darkened, or they seemed a little bit rough. The reason why that happens is when you create new layers and cut portions out of photographs, the edges of the photos are not really defined, because if we take the original and zoom in, you can see there's a lot of jaggedy. So edges really have three parts to them. Don't think of it as this is a person standing in front of a stadium with a stadium in the background. That's not how you have to look at this photo. How you have to look at it as this is one color, there's an edge, and there's another colors that you want to take that away from. And if you look at it that way, then you're going to be able to do this properly and not end up with this really weird dark edges here like that. So let's go ahead and do the same cutout similar. So I'm going to take this layer, and this is layer 0. I'm going to right click and hit duplicate. So now we have two layers, and one we're going to use for the foreground image, and then we can fix it. And the other one we'll use for the background image and leave it alone. Don't worry about the actual edge, because we're going to fix that later. But to be able to keep away from getting that dark, you have to cut into the picture. I always keep saying that it's okay to cut into pictures slightly, because you're not going to lose anything that the audience or the viewer is going to actually notice. So I'm going to get an eraser, and I'm going to get a small point of about, let's say, 5 points. So we're going to cut on the edge here. We'll turn off the layer underneath, the duplicate layer, and stay with the upper layer. You almost have to cut into the actual image a little bit, and we'll fix any repercussions of that later. See what I'm doing here? I'm really cutting in so that there isn't that weird edge. I'm actually losing some of the picture of the foreground image. And I'm doing this with the eraser, and the reason why you're seeing black is because it's the black background from underneath. So let's continue erasing this, and I'm erasing within the foreground image. And then same thing when I get up to his face, I'm going to actually cut into his face a little bit till we get to there. Okay, now I want to get rid of the background from this layer's version. I'll grab the polygon tool, and I'm going to zoom in and draw a big polygon around what I want to get rid of. And hit delete. Boom, and now we got rid of the background. So now we have the cutout, and I'm going to bring back the layer underneath that includes the background. That's this one right here. So I'm just going to grab the front layer. I'm going to go to Enhance, Lighten, Brightness, and let's bring the brightness up a little bit to where we like it. So that was pretty simple to fix, right? But see what's happening? You see this layer, this black line that we introduced here? Look at the before and after. And that's because we cut in a little bit. And that's probably what you did over there. But there's one more step that you might have forgotten to do to get rid of this background layer. And that is by going to the layer behind this layer and grabbing a smudge brush, maybe even a 15 point. And I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to literally shift click smudge the picture from behind back into the image of where I cut it previously. And you look at your black line, it just disappears. And make sure that you go with whatever the photograph shows behind there. And we get rid of. I'm just doing this by hand. You got to be careful when you got a lot of detail like this, because you don't want to lose people. And if it's too much, it'll be obvious. Let's go up to the top. And I have to be careful here that it doesn't look like it's been smudged. So get it right on the edge. Let me zoom out again. And there we go. We lost the black line here. Anyway, that's it for this tutorial. This is Rich calling it quits for now, saying over and out.